So history would have us believe, just like in the movie with Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, at the very end, that they were killed in Bolivia. It's just not true. After 23 years of research, I absolutely know that not only did they leave Bolivia in 1905, but Butch and Sundance went to Paris, France. We have photo transparencies that prove Butch Cassidy had a facelift. They cut him here and pushed his jawline back. They did his nose, they did his ears. He was too recognizable to come back to the United States. He would have been killed and murdered. There was no hope for him to come back. He didn't want to stay in Paris, France, so he came back and he assumed a name of William Thaddeus Phillips, a boy who died as a young boy. And he settled in Spokane, Washington. He got married. He had adopted a son called Billy. And he just lived a normal life. But finally, it was 1925. Everybody thought he died in Bolivia. His family thought he died in Bolivia. He came back and visited the family here in Circleville. And he went camping with the boys up at Tom's cabin. And it's just so exciting that we have the complete story. Now, Butch went back to Spokane, Washington. He'd actually been looking for stashes of his old gold coins because it was the war. Remember, 1929, it was the Great Depression. He was broke. 1936 and 37, he went looking for his old stashes of gold. And he met his old common-law wife, Mary Boyd. And they started a romance. And Mary Boyd was supposed to send the love letters to the business address in Spokane, Washington, but instead, she accidentally sent it to the home address. William Thaddeus Phillips' wife, who we know as Butch Cassidy, she intercepted the letters, and he was already dying of stomach cancer. She called an ambulance and had him taken to the poorhouse. So sad. He was kicked out of his own home, and he's dying of stomach cancer. So he had his friends get him out of this. It's in July of 1937. Drive him down to Lula's house, and bless his heart, he died of a heart attack, even though he had stomach cancer, on her back porch. Now, the story doesn't end there. Butch Cassidy asked to be buried up at Tom's cabin with his head to the south, feet to the north, so he could wake up and see the stars, the North Star that was always his guide as a cowboy. But this is the world's most famous outlaw, and people were looking for him. Remember, Dee and Jay Crosby saw the funeral as adults. Dee went digging for him in 1979. Well, the Parker family yelled and said, "Let the dead be," to Dee Crosby, and he quit. He got scared. He didn't go looking for Butch Cassidy anymore. The family secretly removed him from Tom's cabin, buried him in Lula's backyard, because Lula could watch over him. But then Lula passed away in 1980, and the Parker family decided that since the ground was open at the cemetery, they would bury Lula. They secretly buried Butch next to his mother. What are the odds that a stranger would come into a convenience store and tell me the final ending? We believe we have the final resting place of Butch Cassidy, the world's most famous outlaw.